Well, the governor of the Bank of Canada says there is a lot of uncertainty around how artificial intelligence could affect the economy moving forward. Its long-term effects on labor productivity, living standards, and employment are unclear.
One of the biggest questions is whether AI will be something that helps people do their jobs better, or whether it simply replaces jobs. There's a lot of talk and some good research on this issue. Studies suggest that a significant share of all job-related tasks could be done by AI in the next few decades. Over the very long run, machines could be doing a lot of the tasks people do now. Geeta Gopinath, Deputy Managing Director of the IMF, explored how the adoption of AI could worsen the next recession for workers. She noted that in previous downturns, most automation-related job losses happened in the first year of the recession, and those jobs never came back. Widespread adoption of AI could make this problem worse because more jobs could be ripe for automation. Does this mean we're doomed to a surge in long-run unemployment? Economic history offers us many lessons on the effects of technological change. Over the last 200 years, the displacement effects, or the jobs lost due to changes in technology, have been outweighed by the countervailing effects, or the increases in labor demand arising from these innovations. From the mechanization of agriculture, to the emergence of the assembly line, to the introduction of computing and the internet, technological change has ultimately been a net positive for overall employment. But some argue this time could be different. The infrastructure needed to make AI broadly available is being built quickly. AI platforms are sprouting up, and it's getting easier for businesses, both large and small, to access the technology. In an AI-dominated world, the displacement effects could be bigger and the countervailing effects more muted. AI could shrink the number of non-automated tasks so much that there isn't enough work left for the displaced workers. And if many of the new goods and services are created by the AI itself, the labor market may not benefit from the increased demand. In addition, in past change cycles, technology was diffused over a prolonged period, so labor had time to adjust. But this time, the adoption could happen much faster, creating more disruption and a loss of livelihoods that will be difficult to replace. So far, we don't have much evidence that labor is being displaced by AI at rates that would lead to declines in total employment. If anything, digitalization and the commercialization of AI have likely been a net job creator in Canada. Employment in computer systems and design and related services, which is a proxy for digitalization, has risen 48% since the end of 2019, compared with a 6% increase in employment in the rest of the economy. This recent growth builds on an existing trend. While overall employment is up 17% over the past decade, employment in digitalization-related segments has more than doubled. But we know there are probably more profound effects to come. As AI becomes more established in the economy and its impacts more transformative, it could end up destroying more jobs than it creates. And the people who lose their work to automation may struggle to find new opportunities. This is a concern for all of us.
It's interesting that we have the Bank of Canada looking at AI and the impact it will have on the economy. Are we approaching? I'm trying to remember what it was from Schwarzenegger's movies. Yeah, the singularity, or the robots and the machines have taken over. Now, revolutions like the Industrial Revolution, agriculture, there's always been fear of jobs lost, but they tend to create more jobs. Is this the one time, though, we could be looking at something that actually doesn't create more jobs?
I'm really hoping not. And I think the problem here is yeah, exactly. I'm looking at my own job. I want to keep it. But we're so early in AI that we just don't know. And unlike earlier technology revolutions, AI's adoption curve and progression curve, it's so steep, much steeper than previous tech revolutions that we've seen. So there are more unknowns than knowns. And so we know it'll be disruptive like any new technology is. What we don't know is precisely what that impact will be. And I think the early reports that we're seeing speaks to what's vulnerable. So we know what jobs are going to sort sort of fall under that shadow of AI, but we still haven't seen reports that suggest what will be created in its wake, because we just don't know at this point. So we kind of have to take it on faith that things will be better than they are. Those dystopian headlines, not quite as frightening as they seem to be. We just have to wait to get further down the line where we have better visibility. But again, organizations like the central bank, they can drive this process if they want to.
Okay, fingers crossed.